Good evening and a very warm welcome to your English news package with radio and television Tonga for the hour. Making headlines, 3 women vie for the November by-elections. Alcohol the highest contributing factor for divorce in Tonga, and the Tonga marks a milestone for Tongan cover production overseas. Now for the stories in details. 3 women candidates are vying for the upcoming by-elections in November. These by-elections are for Tongatapu constituencies 4, 6 and 7. The 3 female candidates are Kelistina Saulala, Dulcie Day and Fanny Fituafi. They are vying to replace former people representatives Boasi Day, Sengstar Saulala and Tatafu Moyaki. Running from Tongatapu 4 are Mateni Tapuelwelu of Homakerikau, Viliami Alamameita Takau from Malfanga, Isleli Pulu from Whangaloto, Tautai Ulupano from Papua and Edgar Koka from Homakerikau. From Tongatapu 6, Daivisi Veikite from Utulau, Sione Talanoa Fifita from Homa, Fane Fotu Fituafe from Homa, Se Beti Vakameilala from Homa, and Dulcie Elaine Day of Hofoa. And from Tongatapu 7, Feletiliki Teo Imo Unga Whaotusia from Haateho, Paula P. Veni Piukala from Haateho and Kristina Saulala from Tofoa. These by-elections are to elect replacements of former members of parliament who were unseated by the Legislative Assembly on the 10th of August. The by-elections will be held on Thursday, 3rd of November. The age group mostly recorded in Tonga for divorce are between the ages of 20 to 30. This was revealed during the annual report of the Ministry of Justice 2020-2021 and during deliberations of the Whole House Committee yesterday. Mark Ake takes up that story.
In the report from the Deputy Prime Minister, who is also the Justice Minister, Honorable Samuel Vaipulu, he says it is clear that alcohol is the highest contributing factor to divorce at 85%, followed by drugs at 44% and the seasonal workers program at 37%. The concern is to revise the current law as the age group in Tonga recorded for divorce are from 20 to 30 years old. Meanwhile, AWA's Noble Representative, Lord Nuku, raised the issue of underage marriage due to marrying of young women. The concern is because this also contributes to divorcing at a young age. If we talk of the level of divorce that occurs in Tonga, the use of drugs and alcohol are among the highest contributing factors. That means that we should review the penalty imposed, as this is why we are seeing this high rate of divorces in Tonga, but especially on those marrying under the age of 18, because their parents marry them off once they are pregnant. Parents should consider the options before marrying off their underage daughters, because it can also lead to divorce, leading to other social issues. Parents who approve the marriage should consider the lives of young parents and the child, as it will be greatly affected, and this needs to be stopped to reduce young people issuing a divorce. Honorable Samuel Vaipulu says they have addressed the issue in many ways. However, none of them were successful. We increased the punishment for drug last year, yet people are still found dealing with illegal drugs. What needs to be done is from home. A counseling program should be set up to address the said issue. The price for divorce went from 300 paanga to 1,500 paanga, and people still pay for the divorce, so nothing is working at the moment. But we are looking into other options, such as working with the churches and other organizations to be able to address the issue properly. So far, Tonga has recorded couples getting married under the age of 18, with 53 in Tongatapu, 7 in Wava'o, and 2 in Eua. Ha'apai and the 2 Niwas are yet to record any marriages under the legal age. However, the Whole House Committee yesterday approved the Ministry of Justice Annual Report 2020-2021, along with the Electoral Commission Annual Report 2020-2021.
A new milestone for Tonga for cover making is producing Tongan cover from regular powder into an energy drink can. This new production was initiated by a Tongan businessman, Tangi Fetaua Lelenoa. Mark Ake again with that story.
The initiative aimed for a new way of marketing Tongan kava not only in New Zealand and Australia, but also to enable it to be shared with people in the United States, Europe, and Asian countries. Tangi Fitawa says the Tongan kava's new approach is to simply import raw Tongan kava from Tonga into the United States, and from there they will transform it into a energy drink can. Samples of this energy kava Tongan drink have been successful in the United States. Because of this, Illinois is requesting the Ministry of Agriculture to allow shipments of raw Tongan kava to the United States. Meanwhile, the CEO of Agriculture, Dr. Vidiamanu, says this is indeed a milestone for Tonga and they are supportive and grateful for this initiative. So far, 8,000 energy drink canned products made from Tongan kava has been tested and sold in the United States.
During deliberations in the Whole House Committee yesterday, the two newest people's representative requested for an urgent flight to return those stranded there for work. The issue was raised during deliberations on the government's annual financial report. Mark Ake with that story.
The people's representative of the two Niuas, Vata Hui, says he is concerned as most of the people stranded on the two islands have no available seats on the Lulutai airplane. There is a female teacher from Tongatapu who visited in July but has paid for her fare to return. However, the response from the Lulutai Airlines is that there is no seat available. Also, there's a couple that traveled from New Zealand to go to Niua, but they've been stranded in Tongatapu for 3 weeks now. Same issue. There's no seat available on the plane. So I'm requesting for a possible flight to return these stranded in Niua to come back for work and send those here in Tonga back to the Niuas. The Prime Minister, Honorable Huakava Meiliku, responded that the government is working to address the issue. The problem is the radio. The frequency is disconnected once it departs from Ava'o to the Niuas, so that's why the flights are on hold, for safety purposes. As of now, we're still waiting for the radio transmitter before we can resume all flights to the Niuas, but the hope is to resume our flights back on Thursday. By Thursday, we'll have 2 flights to Niua and back. However, the government's annual finance report 2020 to 2021 was approved in Parliament yesterday. From the previous financial year, the government began using the International Public Sector Accounting Standards Board, or otherwise known as IPSASB. The annual report of the Attorney General's Office 2020-2021 was also approved before the Parliament was adjourned until further notice.
And the church leaders at the desk are greatly concerned with the rise in number of young people committing suicide this year. Tonga is preparing to join the world in marking World Suicide Prevention Day on the 10th of this month. The program will be hosted by the Church Leaders Desk along with Police Ministry and related stakeholders. In a radio program yesterday, Inspector Mano Sili from the Police Ministry says statistics has shown the increasing number of teen suicides this year compared to last year, with 8 people this year who have taken their lives for various reasons. The last suicide committed this year happened last week. However, the theme for this year's program is creating hope through action. That was the local news. Up next, we'll join Mark Ake with the sports, proudly sponsored by Pacific Timber and Hardware.
The Nuku'alofa netball tournament, the first netball competition since the January 15th devastation and COVID-19 disruptions, was completed last Saturday at the BSP car park or netball court in Nuku'alofa after weeks of competitive balling. The Laione team won the Senior A division. Hihifo came second and Kauwai took third place. In the open mixed division, Tongatapu 7 were the winners. Laione came second and Kolomotu'a came third. Tongatapu 4 won the Senior B division. Laione came second again. The Wonder Women B team came third. In the Under 18 division, Tongatapu 4 won first place, Laione second, and Kauwai third. Tonga Netball Development Officer Winita Taholaliku said that she noticed that sport programs are making a comeback as COVID restrictions are steadily being eased. She added that there were competitive players at the Nuku'alofa netball competition, and they will try to offer them opportunities or pathways to play for the national team, Tala. Second Secretary, Senior Admin Officer, and Consul of the Australian High Commission, Ian Cooper, attended the events and officiated in the day's awards. The tournament was supported by the Ministry of Internal Affairs' Sports Division, Netball Australia, and the Bank of the South Pacific.
Now, before we part, here's a final look at tonight's final stories. 3 women vie for the November by-elections. Alcohol, the highest contributing factor for divorce in Tonga, and Tonga marks a milestone for Tongan kava production overseas. That's it for tonight. Thank you for your company. I'm Malia Gutenbell. Have a blessed evening.